Obviously, like Friendly's Tanner versus Bracket Tanner, it's a completely different beast, and that's kind of like why he's consistently the favorite. Like even last week was like kind of the oddity instead of like the standard. Yeah. So now you know that he's gonna want to come back with a vengeance and just put the rat in its place, which is 6 feet down. And if there's a character that can fight the electric rat, it's the young elf rat.
He ain't no rat.
Young Link is a rat.
Aw, he's cool.
Young Link is the coolest rat, but he's a rat. Yes, bro. All of his moves are safe. He's a rat. He can zone. He can box. He has a decent recovery. Fight me. His character's a rat.
I won't agree, but
bro, the way that Skittles recovers is just stupid because you don't see any other Young Link going for it.
Oop. That could have been a really good edge guard too.
That would have been very nice.
But then disadvantage again. Inside stage.
Right.
Tanner's doing a really good job of sort of like keeping people on ledge.
Oh yeah, that's definitely one of the things that. So I actually got the chance to talk to Skittles last night, and it was just like I kind of had the chance to ask him, okay, what goes through your head when you're playing? Because like I always think about what my opponent's options are in any given situation. What can they go for, and what can I do to like react to their options? Yeah. So it's like just understanding how fast-paced this game is, how fast he has to like kind of process all the different information available to him. It's just like put it into a new perspective, just like what all he has to do to be as successful as he is, and that's just what makes it so insane that like with a character that's somewhere around the top end of high tier, low end of top tier, like against a top 5 character, it just makes it even more impressive, like what he's able to do. Yeah. But to Zen's credit, Zen is one of the players in the state that has been able to take multiple sets off of Skittles in the past before COVID. And now in this post-COVID era, it's going to be interesting to see if Zen can kind of figure out what he used to do that was able to make these sets so even before.
But there's also not taking into consideration how big a level up I think Tanner actually had after COVID, because like Tanner was still number 1 before, but he had all these Wi-Fi tournaments to sort of even like hone his craft even more than it already was.
Right. Most notably among those qualifying for Smash World Tour, and that's just considering the caliber of players that puts him in the same league with. That's just kind of insane to think about. So, like, I honestly think that having him as like one of our best players has made the rest of our top players like level up even more.
Yeah. But that was SD there. I mean, it kind of.
It happens to everyone.
Yeah.
Tweak is the second best player in the world, and he'll randomly lose in like winners round 2 and loses round 3. It happens to all of us.
Yeah. Tanner still having a convincing lead.
Yeah.
Unless he. Yeah, that's. Boomerang down. That's how it goes. And this is best of 5, right?
Yes, this is winners finals, best of 5.
So right Zen does have time to adapt at least.
Yep.
Well, Skittles has time to also get a good read on what Zen's options are. FD.
Right. Not the first stage I would have thought, but I can see why he'd want to deal with it, even though I don't necessarily agree with it. Immediately see the back air. This is the second one because it's either really good. I don't know if that was SDI or just regular DI, but regardless, gets out of that little chain there.
And oh my god, Zen's taking a lot of damage there.
Right. That's just.
Yeah, one hit from Young Link kind of just snowballs into like either a stock or like easy, like 70-80%.
Right. But we can say the same thing about Pikachu as well. Like he was at 30 and now he's at 78.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just the story of these two characters in this set.
Yeah.
Like being able to make every hit, take an inch, get a mile.
Yeah. Kind of a bad forward smash, get them in a bad position there. And I think this is where this set, well not the set, this is where the game kind of like sways in someone's favor. They're both at a really high percent. Young Link has a harder time killing, I'd say, than Pikachu does.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
He does have the setups, but at higher percents, especially against a smaller, lighter character, it does get a lot harder. They kind of have to start relying on a lot more of his like projectile setups to force Zen into a bad setup. Or just get a raw dash attack, that works too.
Yeah. And that's up throw? Yeah, up throw.
So, yeah, we're right back at 0.
Alright.
And so already this FD counter pick kind of starting to work pretty well for Zen, I would say. Just kind of giving him the room he wants to play. Misses the back air out of shield too.
I don't see enough people spot dodge in between the up B hits. I feel like I heard that's like one of the better ways to finish it.
I'm going to trust you on that one because I have not heard anything about that, so
I think
right.
I think that's what you have to do.
We'll say you're right. I know it's like that with Pyro Neutral B, so it might be a similar thing because it's a similar move.
Yeah.
And yeah, Zen right now kind of just running away with the stock in terms of percentage of these. And forcing Skittles into kind of a really awkward position here.
Yeah. But again, this is what we're talking about. He can sort of just turn this around. That'll do it. And Zen having a pretty commanding lead in this second game. FD counter pick working out well in his favor.
Right. Yeah, I think this is one of those things where even though this might not be the optimal stage for this matchup, it's a comfort pick for Zen. And it's basically he just feels very comfortable with. Like, I don't want to screw around with his platforms. I don't want to screw around with anything like that. I just want to play on as even a stage as I can.
Yeah.
And just happens to be FD.
And yeah, he's kind of running with the stock still.
Yeah.
But this is Tanner's chance. I mean, Skittles.
And whatever.
This is Skittles' chance to sort of take it. I mean, yep, there we go.
Damn. With hero. Thank you, Brian. Hey, Brian, play Q-Tip if you're not already. Play Q-Tip!
Finally sealing out that stock with an up smash. This is honestly pretty scary for Zen because
I would agree.
But this could be his edge guard. And oh no.
Yeah, I've seen Skittles win situations similar to this. So the fact that he's down, let's say 30, but that's not quite right percent. It doesn't really mean much until I see the pillar of like blast zone. Oh, there it is.
Oh, okay, just sort of tapped him with that.
All right.
1-1.
Yeah, that's a really solid game coming out of Zen.
Yeah.
So yeah. You know, like we said, give this character 1 inch, they take a mile. And that works both ways for both of these two rads. Hey guy, are you playing Dr. P? / have you played him? Do it.
What stage are we on?
I wasn't looking. I was
Small Battlefield. Okay.
okay. So this is a little bit closer to PS2 in terms of like platform layout. So then you have similar blast zones to regular Battlefield, so I'm not really sure which characters in favor a little bit more. I would imagine.
I would imagine Tanner would be better on.
Yeah.
Would be better on.
I would imagine PS2 was banned, so he's coming here as like this is the next most comfortable stage for me.
Well, he also already won on it too. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's fair. So, you know, I'm gonna go to the stage that's next most similar to my comfort.
Yeah, which is just Small Battlefield.
Right.
And yeah, this is already working out better for him.
Right. You know, with this platform layout, he's so much more comfortable with his movements and with his projectile traps, and like even with like just in general how he has to do his ledge trapping. It's just he's a lot. I don't want to say smarter because that's not quite right.
Yeah.
He's just more in his element here. It feels like.
Yeah.
And ooh, drop down there. Good recognition.
Oh, Oh, okay, and yeah, that him kind of sliding off there kind of mess up the jab lock.
I saw what he was going for, but I don't think it was quite the right setup. And now he's just trying to keep him off stage, keep him pressured as much. That was the winning situation in the last game. So he wants to keep him in that position as much as he can.
But he had him there for a sec, but Skittles were just getting back center stage. That was his chance, I guess. Didn't go for it, and that's stopped.
There, now smash. So now he's got about 60% left on him, so we'll see if this can come back.
Not a super bad position, honestly, but
no. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see like what Zen chooses to do to try to come back against this, and what Skittles does to expand the medium further.
Yeah.
You can see right now he's just going for it.
Yep, there we go.
Nice.
I would say this is a good percent for Youngling to. This is a good percent for a Youngling to have someone at sort of low high percent, I guess.
Good tech. Yeah, and just like that was a situation where like Skittles just minimized the amount of time that he put himself in disadvantage in order to get advantage state back, and I think that's just one of his strengths, at least locally, and it'll be interesting to see like what he can do, one in the rest of the set, and then two in the rest of his career as he continues to advance in like other bigger tournaments for him.
Yeah.
But right now, the first obstacle on his path is just taking one more stock against Zen to close out this game and get one step closer to closing out this set. But Zen's gonna do his absolute damnedest to keep that from happening.
He's been doing a pretty alright job too. It's just
oh yeah.
I think that was his chance to like even like just do a fall off ledge down air or something.
Right. And you can tell that he was going for something like that. It didn't quite get the distance, didn't quite get the timing right.
Yeah.
Like something didn't quite click, and Skittles was able to come right back for it. So.
And oh my god, yeah. Kind of designed to be in. Well, there we go.
Yep, there we go. Like he's been looking for a setup similar to that, basically all games. So the fact that he finally can land it, kind of just giving himself that confidence boost that I can still win this game. I just need to clean it up. I need to not miss it for the fight.
Still not a good position though. 72%. And okay.
Yep, that should be back air coming out of that. Yep.
Surprised he didn't throw him off stage instead of down there. Nice wall jump to Joel. He didn't really do anything, but yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that was just really good. I was smashed to call him out. It's one of those things that you can tell that Skittles is starting to catch on to patterns in the middle of that set, and it's able to punish accordingly. So. Question is now, where does Zen decide to go next, and how does this impact the rest of the sets? Yes.
Battlefield. Okay.
Okay.
I'd say this is again one stage that's like equal favor for either character.
Yeah, I could see that. I feel like it depends on which of these two players is more comfortable with their characters' combos on the stage. I think about it, and I think like, what combos does Pikachu have on platforms? And I can think of just a couple like up air chains, stuff like that. You tell you're starting to try to go for something like that. I don't know what Young Link has on platforms. Yeah. I just do not know.
Yeah. Well, that's more of like a projectile trap thing with platforms. So he has one more to work with. Granted, he can't really take advantage of it because it's like all the way up there, honestly. But it's just something to keep track of. Bad dash grab. And nice edge guard.
Good downer.
Early lead for Zen. Let's see how he capitalizes on it. Falls into the uppy. Goes trying to chase him down. Gets smacked with the forward air for a little damage. Bad narrow shield.
Doesn't quite get the second one there. Air dodges back onto the platform. Tries to keep himself in advantage before the uppy and the up air comes out. Brian! Thank you, Brian. Yeah, your next match is gonna be on stream. It's gonna be the winner of that. Guy and Dr. P. This is game 4.
And yeah, Skittles took that stock, and now he has a lead. So see how he keeps it.
Yep. I was about to say it's a 4% lead, but then just catching him with the upbeat, and like I said,
Yeah.
just kind of able to.
I'm noticing that like Zen is getting a hit that would normally like leave like a normal like player just like in like disadvantage, but Tanner like recognizing that no, I can still act before you can like dash at me, he can just up B and catch his dash forward. Bad again, it's like a bad spot for Zen even with that early lead. And
Right. Yeah, and that's just the mentality that I was talking about earlier. You know, it's Skittles like constantly being aware of what are my opponent's options in this situation. What are my options in this situation? Apparently, teching was
not one of them.
no, not at all. So
Maybe
but
you
still, yeah, go ahead.
No, never mind. It was gonna be stupid.
I was just gonna say now he's just like was an advantage, and then
Ooh. Okay, nice. Down air saving in that entire game.
in game 5 in winners finals. Let's go. Game 5, dude.
Where's my wallet over there?
I don't know.
What?
What's the wall look like?
It's Blake.
I don't know.
I heard Falco for a second. I got excited, but
Flacco?
it's game 5. All right, Smashville. So
I like this stage a lot for Skittles. This is, you think about like his most comfortable stages, this is one of them. I've seen many sets of his playing against Welfare Pickles where he's just, this has been the stage they've rocked the entire set. So this is a stage that he knows very well.
Yeah.
Like how to angle his projectiles here, how to like trap. And I don't see Zen come here super often, but I imagine he's fairly knowledgeable of it. So it'll be interesting to see like.
I'm thinking about how the FD counterpick works so well in his favor. How this is a little more similar to that than like Battlefield or say Battlefield would be.
Yeah.
But like you said, Tanner's very comfortable on the stage.
And I think it comes down to like, what does that extra platform give you? It gives you more opportunities to like. Really, if you're tech chasing on the platform, it gives you more opportunity to set up traps and more opportunity to use your projectiles to really keep your advantage. And then just being able to hug the stage like that is not unique to the stage, but SDing underneath the center platform there definitely is.
Yeah. Youngling definitely, I'd say Youngling has a better advantage on this stage than Pikachu.
Oh, absolutely
does, yeah. That was a weird interaction there, I'd say. Again, trying to go for the down air to...
It was an interesting thunder. Misses the up air.
There we go. Down tilt spot dodge down tilt. Oop. Another
Unfortunate SD, yeah.
So,
There have been a couple of those this entire set from both these players. It's just kind of.
I'm out, gents. Later.
Alright, peace.
later, Jack.
Yeah, it's kind of just an unfortunate thing that's been happening.
I like that little bomb setup on ledge.
Yeah, just kind of covering the roll, covering neutral get up, and just forcing him to respect whatever option Skittles can throw out. Dash attack, keep him in disadvantage.
Oop.
Bomb. Keeping plenty of bombs out. Down air, gonna kill. Stab him in the skull.
Yeah. And Tanner only at 17% on his second stock.
It's getting dangerously close to lapping in percent. Just getting.
You always hate to see that downer hit 2 or 3 times.
Right. You know, especially on like last game in a set.
On your last stock.
Right. It's just kind of more mental damage than anything else.
Yeah.
You know, I want to see Zen have the mental resilience to just keep calm and think, what can I do? I have options here. But Skittles just not giving him an inch to breathe, it feels like. Like, even when he's on ledge, he's just getting every advantage. And is it under that chair there? I was sitting on a hoodie.
Zen at kill
Use the
percent.
shield pressure.
Try going for that down air. And What did he get hit by?
Not sure what traded there, but regardless, it was enough for Skittles to end up taking the stock, and as a result, taking the set. Sitting pretty in grand as Zen falls into losers. Still has a second shot, but Skittles, very close set, honestly, up until that last game where it started running away with it just a little bit, and kind of the mental damage starting to wear out a little bit more in favor of Skittles.